Good morning, Washington. Eric Pratt, candidate for House of Representatives, Position 1 in District 24. Coming at you today as a citizen, not a politician, but I did sleep at a Holiday Inn last night. So I'm working on it. Wanted to give a quick campaign update. Things have kind of slowed down from videos that I've been putting out. For some reason, X has changed how they let me put videos out. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm going to try and post this to YouTube and then shoot the link over. Anyway, quick campaign update. Things have slowed down a bit. I know that like now, I think typically on your general, regular political machine campaigns, things would start to be ramping up. I notice a lot of like sign campaigns going out, so things are starting to sort of trickle out on the ground. In my case, with my situation, I've got to work, as many people do, and balancing what I do for work and campaigning in Washington is difficult. But I kind of knew that going into that. My situation is such that my job takes me out of the state, and that's just the way it works. But I'm looking forward to some long periods of time home during July and after the primary, should we clear that. So I think that will be beneficial overall, but it's, that's just a hurdle we got to overcome. I think we still have the possibility of running a strong race in the general, and I think coming out of going into the primary, we're doing okay too. But we'll see. As sort of a citizen volunteer candidate, it can be a little difficult to understand this stuff, especially when you don't have this massive team behind you sort of pushing you along and holding, giving you a lot of advice about things. For those of you who know, my campaign's very small. Mostly it's just me putting stuff together, doing the things necessary to keep the campaign running. And then donations from you guys. And regarding that, thank you so much. Haven't had the opportunity to really utilize any of those great donations. So when I get home and I'm going to be doorbelling, we're going to have some signs. It'll be used for that. But so far, haven't had to spend it. It's been a very frugal campaign, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I wanted to also address something kind of interesting from my perspective, something that I was not aware of previously to becoming a candidate. I'm going to kind of jump back here a little bit. I lead teams of people around the country. We install football fields. I lead and manage groups, handle logistics, I don't handle payroll much anymore, but basically it's the on-the-ground, nuts and bolts of the operation. And one of the things I've learned over years of training new people is when you bring somebody on board, they show up, they're fresh, they're getting their bearings in a job. You can't just expect them to show up one day and start falling into line and doing the work necessary to make a successful installation. They need help. I've got a couple of very important new guys that showed up on this job. Oh, look at this cute. That showed up on this job, and they're sort of like a deer in the headlights when they show up. And it's up to me as a leader, if I want to have it, because my job is a successful installation campaign, it's up to me as a leader to help them along, to get things working. And I need to take that role on and take it seriously without cynicism. I can't just show up and say, hey, why don't you know how to use a tape measure? Why don't you know how to, run this machine or that machine, or you've not been trained? I have to take them, understand what their skill set is, and then develop their skill set according to my needs for a successful job installation campaign. Campaigning and entering into the political realm is a little bit different. There's almost an expectation where you understand, at least from the standpoint of a citizen volunteer candidate. I think that's sort of not a pejorative per se, but it's sort of this way of identifying people like me who don't come at this from the political angle, but come at this as a citizen angle. It's sort of a weird way to label us. Anyway, I think it's important for people like me to understand this. Nobody, you're going to show up on this project and there's not going to be anybody who shows you how to do this stuff. There may be volunteers who want to kind of help you a little bit, but they're doing their own projects. They're not entering into the political realm for a reason. And there's been a lot of people that have reached out that have been really great, that want to help, but their time's limited, and I totally understand that. My time's limited, but I'm going to give it a shot and do some learning, and put my effort, every bit of effort that I can afford into this thing to hopefully see a successful outcome. So it's been kind of an interesting understanding to walk out on the job site, to see all these people that know what they're doing, but they're all busy with their project and they're not going to help me learn. So I have to sort of figure out where I can key in to make the project, this campaign, successful. So it's not been demoralizing per se. It's just been sort of it's brought immediate understanding into the landscape in Washington State and why politics is ruled sort of by the people that are that are there, the people that have ruled for so long. Anyway, I got to get to work. It is approaching 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. I hope all's well. I'll try and give another campaign update. Hopefully we're going to have some signs out here probably within the next week and a half, and I'll be back home and ready to hit the campaign, do some groundwork. So look forward to that. Hope all's well. We'll talk soon, Washington.